Whoops, I think I've been talking this whole time on mute. Have I been on mute for 4 minutes straight? All right, sorry about that. So let me start over. I'm sure as you, a lot of you probably noticed, my screen looks different. Um, Trying to get everything back in line here where I used to have it, but so I'm sure a lot of you probably know and or remember Thinkorswim had a big update a couple weeks ago, and it kind of messed up a lot of people. And I was able to get mine working, but it hasn't been perfect. Like it still has had some issues. For me that is. But then I had a power outage here in town on Friday, and those of you in my mentoring program kind of know that. And couldn't get this back up again. So it was recommended that I basically go in and delete all the files manually, and as you can see, everything looks kind of doofy. So um, I went to sit down here and this morning, and I thought everything was in good shape, but obviously not. So we'll have to deal with a lot of this later. So we'll try to make do with it for now. Everything looks so weird, but we'll get through it, and then I'll have to spend a chunk of the day here, kind of figure out because it doesn't have my old study set or nothing. Um, and I don't think this does it. Oh, why does that still look weird? So now it's there. I'll have to go back and watch some of my old videos. I don't think I thought I used to have volume in here too, but maybe I didn't. What a mess. All right. Like I said, I'll have to deal with it later and sort it all out. I know the candles are not the blues I'm used to, but something else is off too. I know I never had the expiration dates, so we'll sort some of that stuff out. But I feel like some other stuff is wrong somewhere as well. But it does seem to be working now, so I guess that's a plus. Anyway, all right. So last week, obviously, we came into the week thinking lower. We had our little breakdown here, and then that led us to believe we're probably heading lower. We end up finding support right here at this old lower shelf, which I have to admit wasn't sure that that's something that would hold us up or anything. We did come out of the bottom, seemingly, of this channel we've been talking about, but then a very nice reversal on Friday. You can see here in the green. And I apologize, everything kind of looks kind of doofy, but again, I'm just now I got this up like 1 minute before, 1 minute before I got this thing to log back on before this call. So I'll clean it all up by next week. But you can kind of see a very nice looking reversal. Nice bullish engulfing, not golfing, piercing, as we call it, right? So very nice look. So expectations coming into this week were for a higher move. Obviously, the question becomes how higher of a move. Um, we've talked a lot about the potential for a meaningful high to have been put in. It's a nice looking reversal here, but let's remember we had a lot of nice looking reversals back in 2022 as well. And I'm not trying to make the case that we're not running to new highs or anything, but I'm just pointing out don't get fooled. But this is a real nice reversal, and I can't count the number of people that said the low was in and back to new highs we go. right? Super strong reversal here. Okay, now granted, we had fallen a lot further. Okay, super wonderful reversal. And check this out. Here, we had actually taken out these highs. I thought maybe we were running to new highs. Maybe we are. Nope. All right. So it's, I can't say just because we have this nice reversal is all I'm saying. I don't know that I could say this means we're running to new highs. But I will say prior to this little sell off here, I thought we had some more oomph in us. And I think a lot of people did. Even if we are going to run into some trouble this year, which I emphatically believe that we are at some point, I thought we still had some more juice in us. So if we did run to new highs, it wouldn't be like, completely out of the realm of possibility. But for now, I'm going to lean on the side of that we probably still have some work to do on the downside. So where might we run up to? And if we're not, right, this is what we want to ask ourselves. All right, if we're not running to new highs, okay, um, then where would we expect to stall? Tough to say. It seemed like this 6,100 zone. Um, I would think we have more juice in us. I would think with such a nice reversal that 6,000 is something we would clear, right? So, maybe the 6,100 area is somewhere we get to if we are, in fact, going lower. And of course, we have to leave open the clear and obvious possibility that maybe we are running new highs. Maybe, nice little fake out and back up we go. We never want to forget that in strong bullish moves, we are the bearish signals and signs are more likely to fail, and in a, bearish move, the bullish signals are more likely to fail for obvious reasons, right? We're heading higher, so so we'll see. The piercing of this channel, if it is a valid channel, the piercing of it should be problematic, right? Kind of like a shot across the bow. Gosh, I can't get over just how everything looks off. Everything looks weird. So I've been staring at the same screen for what I do. I do 18 calls a week, I think. And I've been doing these calls, not 18 per se, but since 2007, my screens look the same the whole time. So now everything looks real doofy. It's real off. All right. So yeah. So and when I last looked, we were up in the pre-market. Yeah. So um, this won't matter. Let's go back over here. There you go. You can kind of see we're moving higher there. I guess this was not what we thought it might be. I don't know if we have, yeah, it's not going to be, I don't think that's going to be anything. Pretty good resistance run right through top there. But anyway, let's get rid of that. So you can kind of see moving a little higher. We could go our good old fashioned Fibonacci's, right? So 50% retracement. What do we got? 22, 3 and about 25. So I don't know, 1,800 points, 900 points, get you somewhere up in here, right? This zone. You go that route. You can do your little 61/8 and get up in this area. So, um, but yeah. So for now, we expect higher to start, and then we're going to stick with tentatively, cautiously, that we will be heading lower. So we're going to stick with that. And so what we know is that we would expect. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq 100 here. Gosh, everything just looks so weird. Um, that we expect to go higher, but we don't expect to take out this high. So we would look for potential reversals if we did want to buy puts. For now, I'd probably sticking to the call long side. Um, and it's tough to say. Like again, we could retrace clear up to here and not be hitting new highs. I don't really follow the Dow as much, but some people do, right? Never did quite take out that high, did we? Right. So unfortunately, we can't say because we recoup X amount that that means definitively we're hitting new highs. I do think the Dow right here gives us the best, one of the better looks at, when can we say, hey, we've broken out? Because that 45,000, as you can see with my little line drawn there, is pretty straightforward. Um, as far as the breakout point. So outside of that, obviously a lot of I don't remember leaving these here. What a mess. Gotta clean this stuff up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of. It's been so long since I changed all this stuff. Yeah, see, normally we have the hourly up here. I think we usually go back about 5 days. What we've been looking at usually. Yeah, that looks makes more sense. A little bit more sense. Like I said, I want to clean it up later. So a nice little shelf up here. But all right, stock wise, like I said, because I've been battling with this leading up to the call, we can look at some of our. I was not able to look at the market end of the day, but we had remember way back here when Tesla broken down, we had said this 270 area is where we should get to. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much what we did. 273.60. This old high was 273.50, 271. So basically, sure would have been nice if it had fallen just a hair further on Friday because Primetime had a trade in here that certainly would have been extremely helpful. But real nice reversal. So we look at the rungs on the way back up. I don't really know that this 310, maybe it does. I mean, really didn't do a whole lot coming down here through it. So, maybe it's kind of dissipated there. But this 325 we know matters. So a first target on Tesla, if we are going to have a nice week, and or if the low is in and back to new highs we go. You got to be thinking 325. Then after that, you're looking up here at this 360 again. Maybe this 375 up here after that. So, but you can kind of see that's a pretty nice look, and we'll probably see that on a lot of stocks. Just a nice reversal. Apple, obviously, real nice turnaround there, having hit 230 but closing at 242. So, real nice reversal, and I think not every, I'm sure, but most of the stocks you look at, you're going to see these real nice type of reversals on them, um, because that's what the market did, right? So a lot of these we should expect a higher. Amazon actually didn't hit a new low of the sell-off, so it actually fared a little better, even though Thursday was kind of rough for the stock. Um, but this had been selling off prior as well. Google holding this old level here again. Maybe it matters still, maybe it doesn't. It's tough to say, but a cute little reversal. Not my favorite. I think I kind of like that Tesla. I mean, obviously, again, Apple's turnaround looks pretty spiffy. Um, who else was doing pretty well? Real nice little classic hammer there on Meta, right? And it's actually kind of could be putting in a little bit of a double bottom there. So Meta has a real nice look to it. It's going to open up a couple dollars higher, but you got to be thinking at least back to 700 for the stock. So all this is going to be have to redo everything. Gosh, bless it. What a mess. What a mess. Try to get a lot of this sorted out before smart trade stuff if I can. So something like this 700 is going to run you about two and a quarter or something after the market opens. But certainly within the realm of possibility. We should be looking pretty good in prime time. We obviously have our app calls that are gonna. Looks like we're gonna open up right at our strike of 350. So it could be tempted to take that off, you know, but I would think maybe we could run a little higher with the way the market's looking. And I would think this rally is going to have some legs to it. SMCI was moving pretty well, so we've got those calls on as well. That'll need to do a little bit more work, but if we can get to 50, that'd be a great trade. You know, we have those 45s on there. TLT, obviously, that's a kind of made it right up to this old level. I left this level here. Wasn't really sure. You can kind of see we're just kind of all over it. And I don't know. Back in the day, this was an important level. And so if I see proof, for me at least, that the security in question no longer cares about a certain level, then I'll take it off. But I left this here. And it looks like we're going to hit this and we're going to come down a nice, good, solid dollar. But so far, so good. I think we got in this back when we were at the 88, 89. So long-term trade on that one. Netflix. Let's see. Let's take a look. Um, yeah, I would think definitely going back to 1,000. But if you could clear it, I mean, I love that level of 1,000. By the way, yeah, I love that level. Very clear, straightforward, right? So if you hold above 1,000, you got to like that to go higher. App on the opening possible because we're kissing our sister, David. Right? We're basically going to be breaking even unless it shoots above 350. So I don't know that there's a point of that, or at least would be a very minimal point of doing that. Just depends what we get, when we'll see what, uh, the time decay looks like coming out of the weekend. Just getting to 350 basically probably just breaks us even. So now, of course, the flip side of that, the 300s will be still worth something. So we could walk away, but I don't know about you. I'm not a big fan of putting 16 points into something so I can make 2 points. You know what I mean? So I don't know that that's in the long run, that's pretty shitty trading, isn't it? We're not going to win that battle. So, but you can kind of see here, we probably have about $2 left. But it depends. It really just depends. How much do we lose coming out of the weekend? So, and if we think the market's going to rally, then I think we take this. And if you told me we're up here at 400, it wouldn't surprise me. Now I can tell you if we got up here and kind of started to fill this gap area, I think that makes more sense as a sell if we got there, because now you're talking about meaningful profit. So in that scenario, again, what we're going to lose over the weekend, notwithstanding, what would that be? 35. So we would be, I mean, even that's not a great profit. So we'll see. Just kind of monitor it, I guess. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Put that back up there. I don't remember how to get rid of these. It's been so long. No, all I do is just kind of look here. Right. Here's your at the money. But in all likelihood, we're not going to get this much at the open coming out of the weekend. I wouldn't, think. So basically, you know, but we'll see. But it's going to open right up at our strike. And then if you count it back, we don't even make a lot if it gets to 365. But still, I'd probably take that. And then also, let's not forget, it depends what happens over here with SMCI too. So, but all right. So we're expecting higher, pretty straightforward stuff. I don't know that I would say that any reason to believe yet that we're running new highs. Although I do want to reiterate, our thought was that we had some more new highs in us. And to that point, we thought this was a meaningful breakout. We thought this was that next move, right? And that's where it kind of got us, even though we still profited in prime time and everything, it still caught us off guard because we were kind of positioned more for the long side. I think my mentoring program actually lost that week because we positioned ourselves on the upside. Now with prime time and options gambit, we're able to be a little bit more nimble, um, to pivot when something like that happens. But we went into that weekend or went into that Thursday, Friday expecting to move higher, right? Because that had kind of been our view all along. So, all right. What else we got over here? Let's look at a lot of stocks getting knocked around, obviously. Uh, Stock of the week last week, Nvidia. Again, you can see pretty nice little turnaround. So I would think that's running at least back up to the 130, 132 area. Trying to look over here and see if anything else stood out to me last week. It's kind of weird. I'm not really. Again, I'm not a tech person, but why did this save all of my lines, levels, patterns, watch list, everything, but get rid of my study set? What's I'm missing some here? Hmm, whatever. We'll fix it, I guess. So, and watching this, it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't look like we're respecting this trend line anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Doesn't appear to be. But nice little reversal. Not as good as necessarily the overall market. So I'd be looking at everything to run higher and then just be cautious on the way back up here. I mean, if you look at the S&P, there, that's a real nice turnaround. Nice turnaround there. And these are pretty classic reversal. Let me take a look at the mix. VIX has kind of created a new floor, a little higher level than we were here and then we were back here. So I think that kind of feeds into the be careful type thing. Yeah, I mean, those I can change back to the blues and fill them in. I'm trying to figure out what else is missing. I know I never had the any of the time scales too, but it actually, and it's really weird because it actually, why did it save these bands and the 200-day but not the RSI? I don't know what in the world's going on here. It's weird stuff. So yeah, but I'll fix it all later. I don't even remember how to get rid of these things. I get these out of my face. Sure, it can't be that hard. I remember these from way back in the day. I just don't remember how I got rid of them. And I know it's wrong here because remember, this is easy. We had we always looked at 5 day, 1 hour, 5 day. So that one's pretty easy. These we can put back, pretty simple. Or no, wait, was it five? Or is it three? Maybe it was three. I think that's right. I don't think we had volume. That's what I don't think we had. I think that's why these look weird. We never had the volume down here. I don't think, but like I said, I'm gonna go back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch one of my own videos so I can remember where everything was. Just got so used to looking at it for 17 years. Yeah, real nice turnaround coin. Look at that, right off our old 200, just like it knew this little line was there. So real nice turnaround. I know Bitcoin is having had a good Sunday. It turned around with the market. The Bitcoin number, big number to watch there at 92. When I looked in the pre-market, that's where it was. So, but notice like most stocks have some sort of classic reversal candle, you know, and a lot of them are doing it on key levels here, right? Tesla. Like I knew this little orange line was there. Certainly, again, for prime time, would have been nice to fall an extra dollar or two. We were dangerously close to coming off a pretty big win on that. But everybody kind of has some look of a pretty nice turnaround. I mean, that's a monster flip around for Apple. So, but I think kind of a 5 day no volume RSI. Yeah. But I didn't have RSI. Did I? I don't remember having RSI on this one. Did we? I don't think. What I don't remember is if these had. I don't think these lower ones had volume. I don't think this upper one had volume. I mean, the volume doesn't play in anything we do, so it would make sense. But you get so used to looking at what you had up there, I never really, you know. But, but yeah, so I'll get to work getting this back to the way it looked because it probably looks weird to a lot of you too. You know, I would think because so many of you have been here for a while, you're used to seeing the same thing as well. That old momentum divergence with Apple. Mm. So, but I'll get it fixed and cleaned up. Like I said, I just got this reloaded approximately 60 seconds before we started the call. So um, the power outage that happened on Friday apparently messed some stuff up. Everything on my computer back to normal except for Thinkorswim. But since that update, Thinkorswim hasn't worked perfectly since that update on mine. So let's real quick take a look at that app. I'm gonna guess we lost some juice over the weekend, but we'll see. Oh, we're hanging out. I mean, 18, $19, about 19 bucks. Of course, we're also slightly above. And then our 300s, it's actually not too bad. We could close this thing out. Well, see, now we're dropping back down. But still, closes out for $21. 18, and it's tough to say here. We're a little gapped out, but at least, 21. Which wouldn't be a horrible idea if it was, if SMCI was doing a little bit better over here. Because then we'd have a free 4 points and this, we'd have 4 points in the bag and this, waiting for it to do whatever it wants to do. But it's a lot of money to put in for 4 points, I would think. But you can kind of see here, we can get 18, the 300s. Could just take these, keep the puts in case we sell into it again, right? Any number of things it could do. Yeah, this is settling in three. So we're at $21. We could just take it off. And so I don't know that there's a right or wrong or anything. So no, man. When I wasn't able to. I don't know if those of you that are in prime time or in my mentoring group, I had to cancel my calls on Friday because we had a power outage, and they've created more fits here with Thinkorswim. So what they recommend do is not only to remove Thinkorswim, but go in and remove all the individual files, and that's why we're staring at what we're staring at today. Some of it is just weird to me. Like I don't know why it kept everything. Um, like when I just had it put the main up. I guess the main is mine, right? Look, mine's the one that has the dotted line, these bands. But then I had to put the RSI up myself. Now the RSI may have loaded because I think I loaded the RSI first and then hit main. So this may have went up. But what I don't understand is why did it switch all my candles, right? And it added these back. So, but whatever, we'll fix it. We'll get it fixed. But yeah, I don't think about the prime time thing for a second. Richard, if you just want to send me some screenshots on Telegram, that'd be great. So I'll have to go back and play my own videos just so I can see what I had up to make sure I get it all back to where it was. Because I don't remember keeping volume down here because obviously we don't really look at it. For some reason, I think I may have left volume up here, but I don't know. I just don't remember how to get rid of these. Like right here as I'm talking to you. I'm sure it's not too terribly difficult. I'm sure if I can't figure it out, I can just use the chat here. But I don't remember how to get these back off my screen, back out of my face. But no biggie. Like I said, we'll get it fixed. I'm gonna hop on. That's exactly what I'm gonna do when I hang up here. And by this time next week, we should be right back to normal. So otherwise, all right, everybody. Good luck in the trading, and we'll talk again next week.